Hi everyone, I wanted to share this unfortunate case of a lady with congestive heart failure, reduced ejection fraction, who ended up having an LV thrombus. So this is the parasternal long axis view. Actually, there's a small pericardial effusion here, a small pericardial effusion that's one that measures under 1 centimeter. That is present during systole and diastole. Anything that's not present during diastole would be considered trace. None of the walls are moving in very nicely, very hypocontractile, not really thickening. And I would argue that the mitral valve is not coapting well, so I would suspect that this person probably will have moderate, if not severe, mitral regurgitation. There is, in fact, some aortic regurgitation, and looking towards the 4-chamber view. Actually having a fair amount of regurgitation. I believe I call that moderate. One way, so there's 2 ways to check ejection fraction, which I'll show you here. This is more for the resonance. One is called Teichot's, which takes into account the end diastolic diameter and the end systolic diameter and uses a complex calculation to get to an EF. So here we get an EF of 19%. This is not our preferred way to get ejection fraction. The preferred way to get ejection fraction is what's called the biplane method of this, which the tech does here, which looks at the ventricle and diastole in the 4-chamber view, and then in systole, and then in diastole, and combining that with a 2-chamber view volume in systole and diastole, which I will show you here. Here, 2-chamber view, systole and diastole. Again, end diastolic volume 172 is very large, and from that getting a calculated LVEF. This is the ejection fraction in 2-chamber view. So we were to combine the 2 numbers, we get an ejection fraction of about 14%. So this is called biplane method of discs, which posits, which basically, if you remember from calculus, separates the ventricle into tiny slices and adding all the different slices together to get a full volume of the heart. This is Simpson's biplane method of discs, which is a preferred way. So in any case, our EF is very low. So the key point is sometimes we don't really see the ventricle very well, and what we're really missing is the apex. So in patients with very bad cardiomyopathy, they do end up getting thrombus in their left ventricle because of hypercontractility. It's like I always say, blood like teenagers, a lot of them standing around doing nothing can cause trouble. So you can kind of get this hint of a thrombus happening here in the lower, in the apical region of the heart, but to really seal the deal, and you should consider this with anybody with coming in with a new cardiomyopathy, very low EF, especially one that's not on any sort of anticoagulation. So here is a 4-chamber view, and you can really see it well on the 2-chamber view. You can see this very well delineated thrombus. It looks fairly new in appearance, not very calcified, sort of fresh looking, which makes it a little bit more dangerous. Here the tech is measuring it at 1.5 times 1.7 centimeters. So this person in normal situations would need to be anticoagulated. So I hope that's it. If you have any questions, let me know.